Where do I start? When searching for a job, it's helpful to know where to start. Let's observe as Anne meets with her career counselor. He will explain some of the different ways of seeking employment.
Hello? I'm looking for the career counselor.
Good morning. Please come in. I'm Mr. Jones. Have a seat.
Thank you. My name is Anne Brady. I need some advice on how to find a job.
It's my job to offer guidance and advice on your chosen career. Is there a certain field of business that interests you?
I want to acquire management skills since I'm majoring in business. I would like to be part of a large organization where I can gain experience in every department in the company.
Anne, may I make a suggestion?
Of course.
I think you'd be perfect for an internship.
Oh, really? I've looked at every advertisement in the paper, and I didn't see any internships available.
There are a lot of different ways of finding a job, Anne. Looking at newspapers is just one way. An employment agency made an inquiry here yesterday. One of their clients is looking for someone with business skills. I think they might consider hiring an intern. Would you like to be considered for the position?
Please. That sounds just what I'm looking for.
I will contact the agency and recommend you if you like. Come back and see me on Thursday. Hopefully, I will have some good news for you. In the meantime, I suggest you look on the internet. More and more employers are advertising this way.
Okay, Mr. Jones. Thanks for all your assistance. I'll keep my fingers crossed until Thursday. Goodbye, Mr. Jones.
Anne's meeting with Mr. Jones was very successful. She learned that there are various different ways to look for work. Vacancies are advertised in newspapers and on the internet. Employment agencies can also help you to find work. In your next lesson, you will learn how to prepare a job application. Polishing the resume. The first step in finding a job is writing a resume. A resume should include details about an applicant's background, such as education, previous experience, volunteer work, and any other special qualifications he may have. Let's listen as Anne meets with her counselor for advice on how to get a job.
Hi, Anne. I've been expecting you. Come in and sit down.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. I hope you have some good news for me.
I certainly do, Anne. The employment agency contacted me yesterday. Their client, Clever World, is interested in you. They would like you to submit a formal application.
I'm not sure how to write a resume. What are the things I should include to impress a potential employer?
A resume is a record of your achievements. It must include information on your education and experience. What other skills do you possess in connection with your minor?
My minor is in computer science. I'm proficient in most computer software. I also have some experience in web design. What else should I include in my resume?
You should provide details of your outside interests.
I've always been interested in the environment. I did some volunteer work in conservation. Will that help?
Absolutely. Many companies recognize voluntary service as an asset.
What else should I include to improve my chances of being hired?
A list of references would be useful. Most companies like to check the background of future employees. Finally, you must enclose a cover letter with your resume. Your cover letter should be brief but precise.
Okay, Mr. Jones. You've been a tremendous help. Thank you so much for all your advice.
Anne was smart to seek advice from her college counselor. He gave her valuable advice on what to include in her resume. Anne learned that a resume is not limited to educational experience. Many employers will be impressed with her volunteer work. Now she can complete her resume and cover letter. I think Anne is on her way to finding the perfect job. Don't you agree? Your next lesson will show Anne having an interview at Clever World. When I was a student. Anne has been granted an interview at Clever World. She is going to be interviewed by Thelma Winters. Thelma is head of human resources at Clever World and will be asking Anne various questions about herself. Clever World wants to ensure that Anne is the right candidate for the job.
Welcome to Clever World, Anne. Please come in and take a seat.
Thank you. I'm pleased to meet you.
Firstly, would you tell me about your college course?
I'm studying business management with a minor in computer science. I would like to develop these skills with a view to a management position. I will be graduating later on this year, but I'm not sure exactly which branch of management to enter. That's the reason I'm interested in an internship with Clever World.
And what are your previous qualifications?
I was an honors graduate in high school. The transcript is with my resume.
Clever World wants to recruit people who will contribute to the company. What do you consider to be your strengths and your weaknesses?
My main strength is my ability to absorb and use information. My main weakness is that I don't allow myself enough leisure time.
I used to have similar problems when I was a student. I was always rushing to finish an assignment by the deadline. What are your main interests and hobbies?
I enjoy designing and coding websites for my friends. I'm also involved in some voluntary conservation work.
Good. I think I have asked you everything I need to know at present. After lunch, it will be your chance to ask questions about the company.
In this lesson, you learned some basic interview skills. Thelma was asking Anne questions about her personal skills. In the next lesson, you will extend your interview knowledge further. You will learn how to ask questions about a company. What benefits am I entitled to? In this lesson, you will learn the important points regarding the interview process. Anne should ask important questions, such as, what kinds of benefits am I entitled to? Do these include medical or dental coverage? Will I receive vacation pay or sick pay? Listen to Anne and Thelma as they discuss these and other elements of the interview.
This morning, I asked you several questions regarding your background, education, and previous experience. This afternoon, I'd like to give you an opportunity to do the same. Please feel free to ask any questions that you may have.
I do have a few questions. What is the company policy regarding vacation and sick leave for interns? Also, does the company offer medical or dental coverage?
Since your internship is only for a period of 6 months, we can't provide you with any vacation pay. Only full-time employees are entitled to this. You are allowed 5 sick days. Anything over that requires a doctor's note. Medical and dental insurance are provided for full-time employees, but interns are considered temporary staff members.
Will my work be assessed? It's important for me to know if my performance is up to standard.
Each manager will fill out an appraisal based on your performance.
I'm still very interested in becoming a member of Clever World. I feel I could gain a lot of valuable experience in 6 months. When will you make a final decision and notify the successful applicant?
Anne, I'm very impressed with your qualifications. I'd like to make you a verbal offer of an internship.
Thank you, Thelma. That's great news. I accept your offer.
I will get the final approval from the CEO. Then it's official. I will confirm your appointment and start date in writing. On your first day, you will have your orientation. You will also receive your contract of employment. After the orientation, you will undergo training in all departments. You may be assigned to a special project for a short time. Congratulations, Anne. Welcome to Clever World.
Okay, Thelma. Thanks again. I look forward to working with you.
In this lesson, you learned how to ask questions at an interview. The next lesson will take you through Anne's first day at work. Who is the CEO? Today is Anne's second day of orientation. This is an introduction to the organization and goals of the company. Let's listen in as Anne continues her training.
Good morning, Kelly.
Hi, Anne. Today, I'm going to explain the key players involved in Clever World. Since this is the company headquarters, you'll get to know each of them very well. Here's the organizational chart of the key members of the company. The members of the administration appear in order of importance. As you can see, the CEO and CFO are at the top of the chart. Tyler Grant is the CEO, and Fiona Kent is the CFO.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what do CEO and CFO mean? I'm afraid I don't know.
CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer. CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer. This is my position under the CEO. My title is Executive Assistant. Thelma, as you already know, is the head of Human Resources.
Who's in charge of marketing? That's an important job.
Yes, Sam Klein is the head of marketing. He does a great job selling our products and services. He's always one step ahead of the competition.
Who's in charge of the information technology department?
James Chen is the IT head. He's responsible for all the research and development at Clever World. He's very dedicated, and we're lucky to have him. This is Ricardo Tevez. He's the head of manufacturing. That covers it. Now you've been introduced to all the department heads. Today's global business environment is fast-paced and competitive. Clever World must meet the challenges head-on. We do this by implementing innovative technology and products. What's your opinion on this, Anne?
Well, as far as new technology goes, I'm all for it. But I think it's important to uphold the company's reputation. Quality and customer satisfaction should be the ultimate goal.
You're absolutely right, Anne. People expect the best from us.
Organizational structure is an important part of orientation. Now that Anne knows who does what job, she'll feel more comfortable in her new work environment. In the next lesson, Anne will meet Tyler Grant, the CEO. Security, safety, and health. Health and safety procedures are very important in the workplace. Thelma is going to explain to Anne about the company fire drill, security, and one of the company benefits that helps the staff remain healthy.
Good morning, Thelma.
Good morning. How are you? Have a seat.
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you? What are you working on?
I'm fine. I'm organizing a company fire drill for Friday afternoon.
Oh, really? It sounds like the company is very conscientious about safety.
Absolutely. We make it a top priority.
Are there certain instructions for the fire drill?
Yes, the fire drill is mandatory for all personnel. When the alarm rings, they must follow the escape route using the stairs. Here's a copy of the floor plan. You should study this carefully. You need to know where the fire exit doors are.
Why don't they use the elevator? Wouldn't that be faster?
No. In an emergency, no one will have access to the elevators. Now that we've covered fire procedures, I want to discuss an important security issue with you. Clever World is very security conscious. The company employs its own security guards. You need special authorization to enter certain departments.
That sounds like a very sensible precaution. The company wouldn't want people to steal their inventions.
That's right, Anne. Finally, we like our staff to remain healthy. Exercise is one of the best tools for stress management. We have an arrangement with a nearby gym. You receive a special discount if you show your company ID badge.
That sounds good. I think I'll take advantage of that.
Anne now knows the important facts about safety at work. Thelma has explained the procedure for fire drills. Anne has also learned that security is very important. In the next lesson, Anne meets some of the other staff members. The company tour. Anne has completed her company orientation. Thelma is now taking her on a tour of the building. Watch and listen as Thelma guides Anne around Clever World.
Your company orientation is over. You should now be knowledgeable about the company and its policies. If you ever need any assistance, please stop by my office. Let me show you around the administration building now.
Thank you. You've been very helpful to me.
The office on the far end belongs to Sam Klein. Sam is the head of marketing. Anne, let me introduce you to someone. This is Ryan Harris.
Pleased to meet you, Anne.
It's nice to meet you, Ryan.
Ryan is in charge of the mail room. He also has many other duties. Next, I'll show you the IT department. It's on the next floor.
That's exciting. I like working with computers.
Here it is. The IT department is an integral part of our company. The factory sends queries to the marketing department through them. Production is then adjusted according to demand. This ensures we always have a supply of finished products.
Without the IT department, Clever World could not operate.
That office belongs to James Chen. He is the head of IT. Let's go up one more floor to the finance department. I believe you have seen this department before, Anne. Didn't you meet our CEO, Tyler Grant? That's his office to the left.
Yes, I was quite impressed with his office.
That office belongs to Fiona Kent. She's quite a character. She's an extremely intelligent woman. She keeps Clever World's finances in good shape. I'm sure you will get acclimated to our working environment very soon.
I am very eager to start working here. This is such a great company.
It is important that a new employee is given a tour of the building. It's easier to learn a new job when the office is familiar. Anne now knows where the main departments are situated. In the next lesson, Anne becomes familiar with her own office. This is your office. Anne is going into her new office for the first time. Kelly is going to show her the equipment she will be using. She will explain to Anne about the fax machine, the internal phone system, and the switchboard.
Here is your office, Anne. As you can see, on your desk you have a computer, a fax machine, and a telephone. You will also be issued a cell phone. Here is the internal telephone directory. Your extension number is 301. All external calls go through the main switchboard in the reception area. As part of your training, you will be taught how to use all office machinery. Are you familiar with using the fax machine?
No, I'm sorry. I haven't seen this model before.
It is important to align the document properly before transmitting. Most of the fax numbers are already programmed into the machine. You just select the right button and press Transmit.
That seems straightforward. I do have a concern, though. I haven't operated a switchboard before.
It's not very complicated. Just remember that you represent Clever World. You are the initial contact the caller has with our company. Always display professionalism and a pleasant voice.
I know how to be pleasant. That is not a problem.
You will greet the caller with this standard phrase. This is Clever World. How may I help you? It is crucial that you answer the phone in a timely manner. Don't worry, Anne. I'll show you how the switchboard works next week.
Anne has now seen her new office. Kelly has explained how to operate the fax machine. She also told Anne that she would receive training on the switchboard. In the next lesson, Anne will learn about written forms of communication. Communication policies. At Clever World, there are two kinds of communication. Communication, or correspondence, within the company is known as in-house communication. If communication is sent outside the company, it's considered external correspondence. Listen to Kelly explaining various forms of communication to Anne.
Hi, Anne. Today, I'll explain the different types of communication we use. There are two kinds of communication, written and verbal. Written communication is also known as correspondence.
Does the company prefer verbal communication or written correspondence?
I prefer communicating face-to-face, but there is one major disadvantage.
Oh, what is the disadvantage of talking to someone?
There is no record of it. Written correspondence is much better. I recommend that you retain copies of all correspondence, both in-house and external communication. Communication within the company is called in-house communication. This is mostly in the form of memos and email. Memos are written correspondence within the company. Emails are a prompt but insecure method of correspondence.
What do you mean insecure? Does somebody read our emails?
Since it is a company email system, it is monitored from time to time. I wouldn't advise using email for any confidential matters. External describes any communication to people outside the company.
For instance, a letter is considered external communication, right?
Yes, a letter is an important way to communicate. A letter must be professional. It must be written or typed on company letterhead. You must remember to put your signature at the end of the letter.
Of course! There's nothing worse than reading a sloppy, illegible letter. It reflects badly on the sender.
One last thing. Don't forget to give your mail to Ryan every evening. He ensures that everything is stamped with the correct postage.
Okay, I'll remember that. Thank you, Kelly. You've been very helpful.
In this lesson, Anne learned about communication. She now knows the difference between letters and memos. She understands the importance of secure correspondence. In the next lesson, Anne starts working at the reception desk.